understand this topic may sound silly, but believe me when I tell you, I wish this information was available when I first started. If you are serious about providing makeup services, you have to be serious about looking after your posture. There are two things that correlate with good posture, and that's your setup and lighting. I'll also share with you a couple of exercises to release tension and help realign your spine. Trust me, you will need those, especially if you have a busy day and full of appointments. I'm sure there are other ways to go about this, and I encourage you to find out what works for you. Try applying some of my suggestions and rework it in a way that fits for you. Consider all the elements we touch on today. The first element is actually so important it should be a topic on its own, and that's lighting. Before setting up, assess the light in the room. Ask yourself the following questions. Is there natural light? Is the natural light good enough for me? How much time do I have until I lose the natural light? Maybe, it's about to get dark or something. What about other sources of light? Is there electricity for your light source? Get your light sorted. That way, you don't have to bend and twist in ways just to see what you're working on. Sunlight is supreme, so if you have access to natural light, set up against it, meaning your back should be towards the window. And if you want to take your professionalism to the next level, invest in a strobe light. The second element is setup. That's dictated by how much space you have. The beauty chair where your client sits should be at a height suitable to your height when you're standing, because you want to be able to reach to her face comfortably without having to bend your back. Your arms are supposed to be moving and doing a lot of the work, not really your back. Because I'm right-handed, I always stand to the left of the beauty chair. As for my products, they are also on a high table or a bar that's suitable to my height. The table is also high enough that matches my height, and it's set up to the right of the beauty chair, just in front of where I'm standing. Most of the time, the client does not see the table because it slightly sits behind her shoulder or his shoulder, as you could see in the illustration. Watch out from bending over when working on the other side of the face. That's the side that's further away from you. Instead, ask your model or your client, customer, to turn her face, bringing the other side closer to you, as you could see in the illustration. Setting up a verbal contract with your client or model just as they sit is super helpful. I say something like, hey, I'm going to ask you to turn this way every now and then, or when I'm doing your other side. I hope you don't mind. If you don't have a beauty chair high enough and your client or model must sit on a standard chair, then you too must sit on a similar height bench or chair. This photo is a great example how sometimes your setup is compromised. If you end up sitting, the trick is to sit on the edge of the bench or the seat, that way you could reach comfortably. If you've noticed, even my table is set up in a way that is not right in front of me. It's kind of to the side and to the back. But you've got to do what you've got to do. Of course, guys, for those whom are left-handed, everything applies on the opposite side. In the case of body painting, a different setup is required. Of course, the model will be lying down on his or her back or stomach for hours, and you will have to work sitting on the floor as well. Days like this, all you want to do is leave your glam at home, come with minimum makeup and comfortable shoes. We started with light and we're going to close with light. Be mindful of cast shadows. Those are the natural shadows of your face on your face. So basically the shadow of your nose on your face. And that's basically why I'm not keen on doing makeup on models or clients while they're laying down, because as soon as they wake up or get up, stand up, and those cast shadows return, the makeup is going to look so different. Sometimes, most of the time, not in a good way. Cast shadows can trick your eye in many ways. So my advice to you, always do your makeup when the person is sitting up, because you want that natural cast shadow. And when you're setting up your light, mimic natural light. And how you do that, I'm just going to do this as we speak. This is my light source here. What you do is you bend. If this was your main source of light, it needs to bend almost 45 degrees, similar to how sun comes from above towards you. One last note. After 12 years of doing makeup, standing on one foot and leaning and bending over to one side, I managed to skew my spinal alignment. Luckily, I stopped it from getting worse by applying what we talked about today. I kind of discovered all of this and had to find a way, and now I'm sharing that with you. But also, what's more important is I found 2 particular poses in yoga that makes a world of a difference. Even if you don't practice yoga, just do these 2 poses and your back will thank you. One is really good for releasing tension, and sometimes I actually do that. It's child's pose, and sometimes I actually do that in the middle of my day if I have makeups back to back and I just needed to release the tension of my shoulders. Child's pose is your go-to. Downward dog, on the other hand, is really good for realigning your spine.